Welcome to Dark Side of the Library. We are live streaming this episode of our podcast today to Amazon Live, Facebook, and YouTube. We're also sending it over to Goth Shopaholic and Halloween Shopaholic on our Facebooks as well. We don't have any YouTubes for them. I don't know why. I guess because I'm busy running so many sites. This is Carrie, and today it is Amazon Prime Big Deals Day. And so is tomorrow. So we're live streaming extra, showing you some fun finds. But today we're going to talk about spooky books. And I'm going to go through some of the Halloween decor behind me because I'm sure you want to check it out. Let me make sure that I have my microphone close and my sound off. There we go. All right. We are going to talk about lots of books today, including dark nonfiction, spooky reads for adults, creepy books for children. I don't think I have any YA books. I have a lot of baby books. And then we'll go back to what I am personally reading this week. And I read about 10 books at a time. You know, one in the car, 3 or 4 in the Kindle, one in the bathroom, one in the other bathroom. You know, sorry for the mental image. Okay, welcome to Dark Side of the Library. I am delighted because it rained all day while I was doing my other live streams. It just stopped and the sun came out. So I don't have my ring light on. So if the sun suddenly goes behind a cloud, you're going to see me quickly pause the stream, run over, and turn my ring light on. Let's start off talking about this beautiful autumn photography backdrop behind me. It's cloth, it's fabric, it's by Kate. It's 7 feet across, 5 feet tall, perfect for Zoom meetings, office backdrops, etc. when you don't want to use an artificial one. It was super easy to slide the top of it, which is gusseted, through my photography backdrop stand. It is not on sale today, sadly. It's $39. You're going to see a lot of it because I'm going to use it for both Dark Side of the Library and our other channel, Cookbook Divas. My ring light, which is not currently on my face but might be in a couple minutes, it's 30% off today. It's a Prime Big Deal. It's supposed to be $125. It's $87. It's by Neewer. And I have to say, I've knocked it over a couple times being clumsy and it has not broken, so I'm very happy with it. My camera is a Prime Big Deal also. It's a Logitech Brio. It shoots in 4K. We use that for YouTube, but not for Amazon. It's 23% off. It's about $100 instead of $130. And my microphone, which I keep scooching a little closer to my face, is a Logitech for Creators Blue Yeti. 25% off today. It's the Nano. And we're going to chat about my decorations behind me a little bit, but mostly we're here to talk about books. But I'm sure you can see this beautiful mercury glass, teal, aqua pumpkin. It lights up. It takes, I think, AAA batteries. It's a Prime Big Deal. Also, you save $5 if you buy it today. It's $20. But if you want to click on the item in the carousel, it also comes in purple, and that's the color Katie got. That's the color Jalissa Queen would love, but she is live streaming right now. Be sure to pop over to her stream too. Jalissa Queen does really fun live streams. My bookshelf mug that I'm drinking tea out of, decaf by this time of day on the West Coast, is a Prime Big Deal, and it is something $4 off. It's $16 basically instead of $20. Microwavable, dishwasher safe, and has a bunch of dark books on it. It's perfect for Dark Side of the Library. I'm going to skip over some of my fall decor and talk about it later because we want to talk about books, but I keep forgetting to show you guys this Luminara candle. And unfortunately, on Amazon, the orange is currently sold out, probably because it's Halloween season. So this is the orange, but you can get it in 4 different colors, including a burgundy that would be great for Christmas, or a gold for Christmas or New Year's. I love the fake flame on top. It takes, what kind of batteries does it take? I think AAA. Yep, AA. Excuse me. So it lasts longer than AAA's. It has little ribbing, looks metallic. It's very elegant, and I love the fake flame. This is great for dorm rooms, children's rooms, putting in the window near curtains where you can't use real candles. Now, this is wax, so you don't want to put it near the fireplace or a heat source like a heater. It will melt and be disgusting. So this is by Luminara. It's a bit expensive. It's $35, but it lasts forever. And the moving flame on top is super cool. I like to leave it in the dining room in a dark room. I'm going to set that down. All right, let's start talking about books. We're here for books. First book today is Rebel Folklore. It just came out about a month ago. Let me pop over and make sure I'm looking at the comments in case anyone on YouTube or Facebook says hello. Oh, it is getting dark already. I might have to put my ring light on. Yep, I'm going to do it. The sun just went down. Excuse me. Let me put my ring light back on. I guess it was dumb to think I could do this without it. Okay. Oh, much better. Okay. Rebel folklore. Empowering tales of spirits, witches, and other misfits from Anansi to Baba Yaga. Look how the pages are tipped in black. I love this. Look at the illustrations. Oh, fun. So it looks like a children's book, but it's actually meant for adults. Some of the people we're going to learn about include Scheherazade, of 1001 Nights fame, of course. I've never heard of Churel before. Geo Sung Saja. Hope I said that right. Looks like it's a witchy person. Meng Po. You get the drift. Barong. Oh, scary. This is rebel folklore. This would be a fantastic gift for the dark book reading teenager in your life, especially because they'll think it's pretty cool. And the illustrations are beautiful. And I'm going to learn a lot about mythology and folklore from this. Wow. That's rebel folklore. And it is 19% off today. $20.24. The next book we're going to talk about. Hi, Bob. Boyfriend just came home. Nonfiction. I got obsessed with the idea of fungi as zombies thanks to the Last of Us TV show series, which was so amazing. I didn't play the video game. Loved the series, and I started having nightmares about fungus monsters. Well, that's what they meant you to do when they made the show. So I grabbed this nonfiction book, Blight, Fungi, and the Coming Pandemic. So scary. It's by Emily Monison. And you know what? I'm going to have to click on this to go read it because I don't have reading glasses. I want to let you know what this is about accurately. Fungi are everywhere. Most are harmless. Some are helpful. A few are killers. Collectively, infectious fungi are the most devastating agents of disease on Earth. And a fungus that can persist in the environment without its host is here to stay. In Blight, the author documents how trade, travel, and a changing climate are making us all more vulnerable to invasion by fungi. Creepy, creepy. So if you're looking for a more scientific nonfiction read, do something to improve our brains and not just read, fluffy stuff all day, this is going to be very interesting. It's Blight, Fungi, and the Coming Pandemic. It is not on sale. It's $28.95. Back to the world of fiction. I have seen this book all over Book Talk. It's Rouge. It's a novel by Mona Awad. Everyone is talking about it. It's 46% off today, dropping the hardback down to $14.99. And of course, the Kindle is even cheaper. Let's take a look. I'm going to click on it. The Kindle version is $14.99. Okay, that's the one that's on sale. The hardcover is not on sale. Pardon me. Well, what is this about? For as long as she can remember, Belle has been insidiously obsessed with her skin and skincare videos. I have a friend like that. Always talking about her skin. Calm down. When her estranged mother, Noelle, mysteriously dies, Belle finds herself back in Southern California. Hey, that's where I grew up. Dealing with her mother's considerable debts and grappling with the lingering question about her death. Whoa. The stakes escalate when a strange woman in red appears at the funeral, offering a tantalizing clue about her mother's demise, followed by a cryptic video about a transformative spa experience. I would like to have a spa experience right about now, but, whatever's. Yay, I missed you, Alan. Welcome back. I'm talking about a book about a woman who's obsessed with skincare, and she's about to be lured into this weird spa called La Maison de Méduse, the same lavish culty spa to which her mother was devoted. There, Belle discovers the frightening secret behind her and her mother's obsession with the mirror. Alan, do you have any Halloween jokes? I bet you do. And what are you going to be for Halloween? I'm going to be lazy and comfortable and be a witch because I have to run around in the rain on Halloween day and Halloween weekend. So Belle discovers the frightening secret behind her and her mother's obsession with the mirror and the great shimmering depths and demons that lurk on the other side of the glass. This seems so good. And look how they made a mirror on the back of the book. That's pretty cool. She's not ready for the zombie takeover. You're going to be Dr. Pepper and says, I'm a doctor, trust me. Of course you are. I'm looking forward to that. I'll help you. We'll wear that on your YouTube channel so we can all see that. A scrub cap with peppers on it, a mask with peppers on it, a badge that says, I watched a video on YouTube one time. That's a good one. So Rouge, a novel, is on sale. 46% off. The Kindle version is $14.99. Next is a book I am dying to read, but I'm kind of busy live streaming all the time. And I love reading. That's why we're Dark Side of the Library. But there's been some good TV coming out. The Witcher next season, Wheel of Time next season, dropped at almost the same time. I'm trying to catch up. But this is The Other Side of Mrs. Wood by Lucy Barker. My last name was almost Barker one time, but I kept my maiden name. So what is this about? Okay. It's a little bit on sale, 26% off for the hardcover. Kindle version's $12.99. It's supposed to be for fans of The Lost Apothecary or The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. I didn't read The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. This is an atmospheric historical novel about the rivalry between two female mediums during Victorian London's obsession with spiritualism. Oh my gosh, it's like calling my name. I've got to read this. Mrs. Violet Wood is London's premier medium, a woman of supreme ambition whose unique abilities have earned her the admiration and trust of London's elite. Mrs. Wood is indeed a clever and gifted seer. Her skill is unmatched in predicting exactly what her wealthy patrons want to hear from the beyond. But times are changing. What's a ghost's favorite dessert, says Alan. Blueberry something? Chocolate booze? Ice cream sandwich. Ice cream. I see what you did there. So times are changing. A nosy newspaperman has begun working to expose false mediums across London. Ruh-roh. Many of Mrs. Wood's friends, and yes, some of her foes, have fallen to his merciless accusations. Worse yet, though, Mrs. Wood's monthly seance tables are still packed, but it's been harder to snare coveted new patrons. There are rumors from America of mediums materializing full spirits. How long will audiences be content with quivering tables and candle theatrics? I like candle theatrics myself. I had a lot of fun setting up this Halloween bookshelf for you guys today, too. I hope you enjoy the lights. Good guess, though. Half point. Thank you. At one of Mrs. Wood's routine gatherings, she hears the most horrifying of sounds, a yawn during her seance. That's not good. When a sweet girl with an uncanny talent for the craft turns up at her door, Mrs. Wood decides that a protégé will be just the thing to spice up her brand. But is Emmy Finch indeed the naive ingenue she appears? Or has Mrs. Wood's own downfall come knocking at last? I haven't even read this, and I'm already hoping they make a movie out of it. It just sounds so cool. The Other Side of Mrs. Wood, 26% off over here on Amazon Live. And if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, I invite you to come on over here and click on the carousel and take a look. We get affiliate commissions if you buy a book. Alan booked Airbnb with the owner of the house, her child and roommates. I hope I survive. I hope you survive too, because we would miss you. The next book, don't anybody get any funny ideas. How to Murder Your Employer. I just got to show you this gorgeous gilt cover, though. It's pretty amazing. Check this out. That's pretty fancy. I wish they had tipped the edges in black, but they did not. So, what is this about? Who hasn't wondered for a split second what the world would be like if the object of your affliction ceased to exist? But then you've probably never heard of the McMaster's Conservatory, dedicated to the consummate execution of the homicidal arts. Isn't this a cheerful read for autumn? To gain admission, a student must have an ethical reason for erasing someone who deeply deserves a fate no worse nor better than death. The campus of this Poison Ivy League college, its location is unknown to even those who study there, is where you might find yourself the practice target of a classmate, ruh-roh, and where one's mandatory graduation thesis is getting away with the perfect murder of someone whose death will make the world a much better place to live. Oh, I would have a long list. I didn't say that. Prepare for an education you'll never forget. It's supposedly a little bit of a funny book, too. I'm intrigued. I think this is going to be a great rainy Monday read, rainy Tuesday, etc. It is by Rupert Holmes. What else did he write? It's getting 3.9 stars on Goodreads, so not great, not bad. He also wrote Where the Truth Lies, Accomplice, a comedy thriller. So he likes to write about crime and murder. Alan is not going to try that. No, not everything. No, we don't have to try everything. So I forgot to switch to that book. It is 36% off today, $18. All right. Next, a really creepy one, The Quiet Tenant. We're going to chat about this and 3 more books. Then we're going to talk about these Halloween decorations, do a few children's books, and then I have a little bit more stack of adult creepy books. The Quiet Tenant kind of creeps me out. I started reading it. I was enjoying it. And then I was home alone. I'm like, nah, let's wait till my boyfriend's back. So Aidan Thomas is a hardworking family man and a somewhat beloved figure in the small, upstate New York town where he lives. He's the kind of man who always lends a hand and has a good word for everyone. Oh, but he has a dark secret he's been keeping from everyone in town. He's a kidnapper and a serial killer. Aidan has murdered 8 women, and there's a 9th he has earmarked for death. Rachel, imprisoned in a backyard shed, fearing for her life. I always wonder how the people's wives don't know this, supposedly. Well, Aidan's wife dies, and he and his 13-year-old daughter Cecilia are forced to move. Aidan has no choice but to bring Rachel along, introducing her to Cecilia as a family friend who needs a place to stay. Aidan is betting on Rachel after 5 years of captivity, being too brainwashed and fearful to attempt to escape. But Rachel is a fighter and a survivor, and she recognizes that Cecilia might just be the lifeline she's waited for all these years. So it's another serial killer woman locked in basement book. There's been several in the last decade, but that's because they're good, because they're horrifying. This is by Clémence Michelon, and it is 35% off today, $18.29. It looks really creepy, and I have to read it when my boyfriend's home because I started getting scared. And my boyfriend is not a serial killer, and there's no one buried in the woods in my house. I swear. Pretty sure. Next is The Puzzle Master, 28% off, $19.90. I'm going to click on this one. Why did I buy this one? Well, it's a suspenseful thriller. It came out in June. It was going to be my summer read, and I got busy. Danielle Trussoni. All the world is a puzzle, and Mike Brink, a celebrated and ingenious puzzle constructor, understands its patterns like no one else. He used to be a promising Midwestern football star, but he had a traumatic brain injury that caused a rare medical condition, acquired savant syndrome. The injury left him with a mental superpower. That would be nice. He can solve puzzles in ways ordinary people can't, but it also left him deeply isolated, and he's unable to fully connect with other people. Well, everything changes after he meets Jess Price, a woman serving 30 years in prison for murder, and she hasn't spoken a word since her arrest 5 years before. When Price draws a perplexing puzzle, her psychiatrist believes it will explain her crime and calls Brink over to solve it. So what begins as a desire to crack an alluring cipher quickly morphs into an obsession with Price herself. She soon reveals that there's something more urgent and more dangerous behind her silence, thrusting Brink into a hunt for the truth. This is very interesting. I like books about puzzles sometimes. I'm very curious, but I obviously haven't picked it up since June, so it's not on the top of my list. It is, however, on sale, the hardcover version. It was 28% off, dropping it down to $19.50. Kindle version's about $14. That's The Puzzle Master. Let's take a break for 1 second and talk about some of this cute decor. Oh, I wanted to show you this candle that I'm burning every evening in my home. It's by DW Home. They use high quality soy and cotton wicks. I really like it. You need to trim these to 1/4 inch, of course. This is maple pumpkin. It is torturous because it smells like a maple bar donut. So I burn it in the living room. But sometimes if we're hungry for dinner, I'm like, why did I light that? But it smells really good, and it burns for a long time. You might get up to 56 hours if you keep the wicks trimmed. It just smells like fall, and it's not sickly sweet. I like the little touch of maple. I can't say it. It smells much like pumpkin a little bit. It does smell a little earthy. So it's by DW Home Candles. It is $29.99. It's not on sale. But for $30, I can burn this pretty much all autumn in the evenings. I let it burn about 3 hours and then I put it out. I wanted to mention this cute, and I'm surprised nobody asked about her yet, a blow mold witch wearing a little mask. She kind of looks like a raccoon, but in a good way. She's holding a broom. It's a vintage style blow mold, but you can put her indoors or outdoors. She has a battery, and here's her on-off switch. She has a timer. It's hard to show you how she glows in the light with my ring light in my face, but she's been on my dining room table, and at night she turns on and just kind of glows. Some people find her a little too scary. I just think she's sweet and cute. She has a mask on. I used to wear a mask like that at Halloween when I was a witch when I was like 6 years old too, and a little hat. So she is 25% off, dropping her price down to $30. I think she's adorable. So if you disagree with me, that's totally okay, to each his own, but she's going to keep us company up here. And I realize I could freak the heck out of a little kid with her. I'm not going to do that because I'm nice. Next, my Crystal Club Fall Pumpkins are glittery. They're battery operated. They're also made from wax. You don't want to put it near the fireplace or the heater. And there's 3 different sizes. One's a little bit bigger than the other 2. And what kind of batteries do these take? I forget. It's either double or triple. Double A. Alan's back. Mom stopped over and the cat was ready for summer. I'm looking through some sparkly, fake battery operated candles, much safer. I don't like to have candles lit all over the house in rooms that I'm not in, understandably. These are not on sale. They're $35, sorry to say. I also wanted to show you guys this beautiful, this is my favorite thing I've bought for my decor this year. It was expensive. It's like over $40. It's not on sale. It's by Lamplust. Battery operated, little fairy lights inside. It looks so cool on a bookshelf, on my dining table. I could put it in a window or maybe even in the guest bathroom and just have it light up. I think it is on a timer. It is gorgeous. And they say that it's glass. It feels more like a hard plastic, but I'm not going to drop it on the ground and find out. I just think it's so pretty. I love that it's a stacked tiered pumpkins. It's a little bit different than the rest of my decor. I'm going to leave it lit. Did we talk about all? I think I have one more piece of decor, 2 more. Oh, I wanted to show you these glass flameless LED candles. They come in a set of 3. One's taller and 2 are kind of shorter. They have that fake flame. It does not move around, but it kind of flickers. Battery operated, double A batteries, timer, etc. This is glass. I like that they work for October, Halloween, and autumn and Thanksgiving. You can just leave them out for months. I'm definitely going to take them down after Thanksgiving Day is over because then it's time to switch to Christmas decor. But I like the leaf pattern on the glass and kind of gold. So I just wanted to show those to you guys. They are a prime big deal today. They're $29.80 instead of $45. That is a great deal. Alan says, beware. Oh, thank you for, hello, J-Lo. Amazon customer, thank you for following. And Alan says, beware, beware of the pumpkin man, or maybe the pumpkin man is friendly. Yes, he should be friendly. So I think we covered all of my decor except for this sparkly little candle. Oh, and a tree. Do I have this? No, I don't have it in the carousel. Whoops. Well, it's by Lights for Fun, and it's glittery, and you can search for it on Amazon because I was too dumb to put it in the carousel. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Think I need to talk about this fake tree. Yes, it's by Yay Home. It's a set of 2 fake maple trees, and I put one on either end of my mantle, but I keep it away from the fire. And they're battery operated, and they turn on and off down here. The batteries go there. And they came flat. I had to kind of stretch out the leaves to make it look pretty. I accidentally pulled one of the leaves off already, so you want to be careful. There's some little fake pine cones, and it just adds a pop of color to my otherwise boring gray house. So I like that, and they're $29.99. They're not on sale. So let's get back to talking about books. I have 2 more creepy books for adults. Then we'll take a little break and go do children's spooky books, which are really fun, and I'll go through those pretty fast. The next book is called Going Zero. Here it is. Anthony McCartan. What is this one about, you asked? Well, let's find out because I can't remember. Here it is. Okay, and what are you guys reading right now at night? Now that it's almost fall, it is fall. It's almost Halloween. It's the spooky season. So this book is suspenseful thriller. It has a 3.9 on Goodreads. 2 hours to vanish, 1 chance to escape, and 0 alternatives. 10 Americans have been carefully selected to beta test a groundbreaking piece of spyware. It's called Fusion, and it can track anyone on Earth. But does it work? For one contestant, an unassuming Boston librarian named Caitlin. I know someone named Caitlin. The stakes are far higher than money, and her reasons for entering the test are more personal than anyone imagines. When the timer hits 0, there will be only one winner. That's a terrible description because the one on the book is way better. No, it's not. Oh, yes. Each participant is given 2 hours to go 0, go off-grid and disappear, and then you have 30 days to elude the highly sophisticated capture teams that are going to be sent to find you. Any 0 who beats Fusion will receive $3 million. If Size System prevails, he wins a $90 billion government contract to revolutionize surveillance forever. So he has a reason to hunt her down and find her. P&W Wine Life and Style says, ooh, that book sounds good. Well, thank you for joining us. Are you going to be live streaming today and tomorrow during Amazon Prime Big Deal Days? This book is 37% off, $18.99. It seems very suspenseful. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. It almost seems like a summer read. I should have read it. One more book, and wait till you see the gorgeous cover on this one. It is The Center, and it's 31% off. I love this flowery cover. It's by Aisha Manazir Siddiqui. It has a 3.5 on Goodreads. Bummer. So Anissa dreams of being a translator of great works of literature, but she mostly spends her days subtitling Bollywood movies and living off her parents' generous allowance. She has a growing sense of inadequacy, and her mediocre white boyfriend Adam has successfully leveraged his savant-level aptitude for languages into an enviable career. But when Adam learns to speak Urdu practically overnight, Anissa forces him to reveal his secret. Okay, Adam begrudgingly tells her about the Center, an elite invite-only program that guarantees complete fluency in any language in just 10 days. That would be super handy. This sounds to Anissa like a step toward the life she's always wanted. Stripped of her belongings and all contact with the outside world, she enrolls and undergoes the Center's strange and rigorous processes. I'm getting some cult feelings, right? It seems like a cult. Okay. As Anissa enmeshes herself further within the organization, seduced by all that it's made possible, she soon realizes the hidden cost of its services. Aha! I knew there's a catch. This book is supposedly darkly comic and surreal and has twists, and it's a page-turner. P&W Wine Life says something sounds shady. I know, I'm excited to read this. That is The Center. It is 31% off. It's less than $20 for the hardback copy, and the Kindle version is $11.49. And hopefully you can get a sample of it. Let's chat about some kids' books for a few minutes. There's a publisher, I think they're in Oregon. They're called Hazy Dell Press, and they make the cutest little books. This one is Vampire Baby. It's a flat book and a little board book, so baby can play with it and turn the pages, and then you can go, what? Peekaboo, who's in there? A mummy. And you can turn this flap with the gargoyle, and you can see skeletons. I'm not sure anyone would actually read this to a baby, but I'm a goth grandma, and I would if my relatives wouldn't get mad at me. Who's inside the wall in a secret nook? A sweet little baby vampire. It's a very interactive book. It has more pages than I expected. Really good high quality paper, lots of pictures. Vampire Baby, no garlic. Aww, the mommy's reading at a bedtime story in its coffin. This is by Hazy Dell Press. It's not on sale. It's $8.95, but it's so cute I wanted to show you. Now, recently out, the novelization of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas in honor of the 30th anniversary of the film, my favorite movie. It's 29% off today. Alan says, someday do you think we'll be able to upload knowledge to our brains? Oh, I hope so. I really hope so, Alan, because I have a lot of space in my head to add knowledge because there's a bunch of air in here. 30 years. I know when I do the math, I remember seeing Nightmare Before Christmas in the theater. I'm like, uh-oh. And I was probably close to 25 when I saw it. That makes me feel too old too, Alan. So this is the novelization. It's kind of a gift book format. No pictures, no illustrations, just a little nice gift book to read the story. We all know how it goes. And it's not a stocking stuffer because it wouldn't fit in a stocking, but I wanted to show it to you because it's 29% off. It's down to $13.50 today. Another cute little book I want to show you is That's Not My Bat. It's a touch and feel board book. This is really soft on the cover. Its ears are too hairy. That's not my bat. Its tummy is too fluffy. So the baby can touch lots of different textures. There's some glittery eyes. I don't want to ruin the ending. Ooh, the nose is kind of sharp and painful. Ouch. And this one is like a sponge texture. Ugh. And then velvety wings. That's my bat. I ruined the ending. I'm sorry. But it's $8.97 for a cute little gothy board book for babies. Great for the Halloween season. And if you have a friend giving birth around now, give them this book, although the baby won't be able to enjoy it until like Christmas time. That's not my bat. Now there's a whole series of book called Never Touch a Grumpy blah blah blah. There's a Christmas book, Never Touch a Grumpy Elf. Well, this is Never Touch a Grumpy Bat. And that's very rubbery, silicone-y. Lots of things to touch in this board book too. Woo! None of this is soft and fluffy, by the way. This is all rubbery, but it's nice, interesting textures, and babies can chew on it and do whatever. The pictures are spooky cute. You must never touch a grumpy ghost. So never touch the grouchy grumps. I'm grouchy in the mornings. That's Never Touch a Grumpy Bat. It's on sale, 33% off, dropping it down to $7.36. Okay, this one's not spooky. Nobody freak out. It's cute. I just had to add it to the list. You're My Little Pumpkin Pie, illustrated by Natalie Marshall. You open it up, you can kind of touch it. There's no flaps that you can open. It's just kind of a different texture. You can run your finger. Oh, hang on. Did I do that wrong? You can look through. Okay, you can't do it on that page. But you can peek through and play peekaboo with the baby on some of the pages. And here's a cute little ghost. Adorable illustration, says PNW Wine Life. You're my special spider. Okay, this is the only spider I've ever seen that didn't make me immediately scream and try to squish it. That one's actually cute. And this is weird. Why would you put stickers in a book for babies that are going to chew on a board book? This makes no sense. I'm going to rip these off so that my little grandbaby does not choke on them. That's weird. And there's a cute little bat at the ending. You're My Little Pumpkin Pie. It is Halloweeny. It's on sale, 34% off. It's $6, basically. Here's another one. You're My Little Baby Boo. Same concept. Board book. Better not be stickers. Are there stickers? No. Haha, there's no stickers. Good. There's a ghost. There's a cute little wise owl and the mommy owl. A little pumpkin. Under the full moon and stars, your cute smile shines bright. There's a candy corn. So not very scary. There's a beautiful moon. And I think I just spoiled the ending. You're My Little Baby Boo is not on sale today. Sad face. I wanted to show you anyway. Here comes a really fun one. I love pop-up books. In a Spooky Haunted House. This one's 15% off today. It's very very glossy, so my camera is making it shiny. It's a pop-up book with a haunted house. You don't want to give this to a kid that's super little because they're going to rip the heck out of it and tear it. So I'd say a 5-year-old that can deal with spooky stuff. And a 6-year-old could read it to themselves. Maybe a 4-year-old that doesn't get too grabby. So it's not scary at all. It's just kind of silly and fun. That's In a Spooky Haunted House, a pop-up adventure. It's 15% off today. We have no more children's books. Okay, we're going to talk about 2 dark cookbooks, and then we're going to go back to this giant stack of fiction. For those of you that are still hanging out here, let me pop over, make sure I don't have any comments on YouTube. No, I do not. Well, that's too bad. All right, cookbook time. Recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft. inspired by cosmic horror. Woo! So the reason my lighting looks weird is it was sunny when I started the live stream, so I didn't have a ring light on, and then I had to run and turn the ring light on, and so my light is all messed up. Oh well, as long as you guys can see the books. This is by Olivia Luna Eldridge, clearly a pen name, no judgment. Thunder Bay Press is the publisher. The chapters include Breaking Fast, Lighter Bites, Strange Feastings, Toothsome Sweets, Potions, and Concoctions. We're just going to flip through and show you they actually have some gorgeous pictures and some really good looking stuff. Like, was that spanakopita? I would make that. Strange Fastings. Boston Beans. I would love to make Boston Beans. These are recipes I would actually make. I don't know what this is. It looks like paella. Yes, Dagon's paella with fruits from the sea. Spicy nightgaunt wings. A soup. Oh, here we go. Is that spanakopita? It is Relaya pie, yes. And a beautiful meringues of madness pie instead of mountains of madness. You get the drift. If you have a teenage college student person to buy gifts for Christmas and they like H.P. Lovecraft or horror, they probably know what this is. Cute. I wouldn't get it for just a random person because not everybody knows who Lovecraft is. It's 9% off today, dropping it down to $18. The next cookbook I want to show you is the unofficial Wednesday Addams cookbook. Recipes inspired by the deliciously macabre TV show. It's 30% off today. This entire hardback is just $13.96. And it also has some stuff I would cook, bake, and eat. Looks good to me. Let's see what they did with the theme. Whoa, dervs. That sounds like an Alan joke. Here are Bloody Breakfast Smoothie. Yum. Pitted Dates and the Pendulum. Honey Roasted Nuts. I don't need a recipe for that. We know how to roast nuts, but okay. Crystal Ball Energy Bites. A Skewered Siren. Looks like they have a photo for every recipe. Amontillado Risotto. Quad Espresso Milkshake. Yum. Chocolate Fudge. Okay. This is the unofficial Wednesday cookbook. If you have a gothy teenager that loved that show, here is their Christmas present right here. It's 30% off, $13.96. All right, I'm going to take a sip of tea, and we're going to move back to a stack of adult books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dark reads for the spooky season. I'm going to chat about each one of these, and then I will hang up this live stream and go have some dinner. And maybe take a nap because this is my 4th live stream today. If I come back tonight, oh shoot, I just saw 2 more dark books. Too bad. If I come back tonight on this channel, I will be talking about goth dollies and some plush toys that didn't fit in my other live stream because Amazon lets you talk about 40 products and I had about 50. I have some Haunted Mansion Disney plushes that I want to show you guys. Alan wants an Impossible cheeseburger. Do you pass it like you're sharing it with someone, or you're passing by it like you're like, oh, heck no? Let me check StreamYard. Nope. No one on YouTube wants to comment. Oh, no one on YouTube is watching. All right. This next book. Did anyone besides me love the movie Practical Magic? Incredible amount. I did. Went back and read the book later. It's different than the movie, but I loved the book in its own way. Well, the author, Alice Hoffman, thank you for passing me an Impossible cheeseburger. Alan, they taste too much like beef to me. They taste too real. I don't like them. I like the fake veggie patties that don't, or I really like tofurkey, which is rubbery and weird. And most people that grew up eating meat hate tofurkey because it's so strange. I love it so much. I can't wait for tofurkey season. So this is the new book that came out a month ago by Alice Hoffman, The Invisible Hour. And I was gifted an advance e-copy of the book from NetGalley, and I read half of it, and then I ran out of time. Loved it. I have to go leave a review, or they're not going to give me any more free books. But I had to buy this physical copy for myself. One brilliant June day, when Mia Jacob can no longer see a way to survive, the power of words saves her. The Scarlet Letter was written almost 200 years earlier, but it seems to tell the story of Mia's mother, Ivy, and their life inside the Community, an oppressive cult in Western Massachusetts where contact with the outside world is forbidden and books are considered evil. This reminds me of The Village by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. That's what I call him. Sorry, I love his movies, though. Most of them. Maybe not the one about the trees. So, how could Nathaniel Hawthorne have so perfectly captured the pain and loss that Mia carries inside her? Through a journey of heartbreak, love, and time, Mia must abandon the rules she was raised with at the community. As she does, she realizes that reading can transport you to other worlds or bring them to you. Yes, that's why we love reading. And that readers and writers affect one another in mysterious ways. She learns that time is more fluid than she can imagine and that love is stronger than any chains that bind you. As a girl, Mia fell in love with the book, and as a young woman, she falls in love with the brilliant writer as she makes her way back in time and meets him. But what if Nathaniel Hawthorne never wrote the Scarlet Letter? And what if Mia Jacob never found it on the day she planned to die? This is the Invisible Hour. Oh my gosh, the half that I've read is so good. I do have to set it down sometimes and think about it. I can't just read it through. It is 30% off today, $19.58 for this hardbound copy, and of course the Kindle version is less. The next book I want to chat about is by T. Kingfisher. Anytime someone asks me, do you read horror books? I'm like, yeah, I only have a podcast about them. Yes, I read them. Thank you. They're like, well, do you know who T. Kingfisher is? Their books are so good. This is Thorn Hedge. It's a Sleeping Beauty dark retelling. Not all curses should be broken. Really? Let me see what the publisher wrote. Make sure I said this correct. It is on sale today, 40% off, $11.99 for the Kindle version. The hardcover is not on sale, sadly. It's a hardcover edition. It's a short little novella. Toadling is the hero of our story, not the princess. Toadling is a female. She was stolen from her family by the fairies, grew up safe and loved. As an adult, the fairies ask a favor of her, return to the human world and offer a blessing of protection to a newborn child. Simple, right? But nothing with fairies is ever simple. This is a stocking stuffer book. It would be a great Christmas present. It's wintry, etc. Oh my gosh, that's Thorn Hedge by T. Kingfisher. Now, did anybody like Fight Club? Here's the newest book by the author Chuck Palahniuk. This book sounds so cool and yet also creepy. This is not forever, but for now. Let me turn off my speaker because it's humming. Came out on September 5. Meet Otto and Cecil, two brothers growing up privileged in the Welsh countryside. They enjoy watching nature shows, playing with their pet pony, impersonating their grandfather, and killing the help. Wow! Murder is a family business after all. Downton Abbey, this is not. However, it's not so easy to continue the family legacy of murder with a constant stream of threats and distractions seemingly leaping from the hedgerow. First, there's the matter of the escaped convicts that keep showing up at their door, and a debaucherous new tutor who speaks in Greek and dismembers dolls. Then there's Mummy's burgeoning opioid addiction. And who knows where Daddy is? He just vanished one day after he and Mommy took a walk in the so-called ghost forest. There's a lot of stuff going on in this book. I am very curious. I'm definitely going to read it before the year end is out. It is on sale just 10% off today, $24.29. Next, a book I should have... Oh, I forgot to add Holly to the carousel. Well, you can buy Holly on Amazon. You don't want to buy it if you haven't read the first book or the first couple books where the character Holly was mentioned. I asked a bunch of people that read more Stephen King than I do, and I'm like, can I just read this and I'll know what's going on? They're like, no, shouldn't have bought it till you read the other books. But it's not on my carousel, so we're going to move on. The September House. I took a picture of this book in front of my house with red Christmas lights. It looked so cool. Check it out at Dark Side of the Library on Instagram. Okay. The September House is all over Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram. Everyone's freaking out. They love it. It has 4.1 on Goodreads. A woman is determined to stay in her dream home, even after it becomes a haunted nightmare. This is a debut novel, so congrats to the author. When Margaret and her husband Hal bought the large Victorian house on Hawthorne Street for sale at a surprisingly reasonable price, they couldn't believe they finally had a home of their own. Then they discovered the hauntings. That explains everything. Every September, the walls drip blood. The ghosts of former inhabitants appear, and all of them are terrified of something that lurks in the basement. Most people would flee. Margaret is not most people. Margaret is staying. It's her house. But after 4 years, Hal can't take it anymore, and he leaves abruptly. Now, he's not returning calls, and their daughter Catherine, who knows nothing about the hauntings, arrives, intent on looking for her missing father. To make things worse, September has just begun. And with every attempt Margaret and Catherine make at finding Hal, the hauntings grow more harrowing, because there are some secrets the house needs to keep. This, oh my gosh, I'm going to save this for the week of Halloween and start reading it, even though it's not about, September anymore. This is going to creep me out immensely. I'm so excited. It is on sale 19% off today. But next is the book I am currently reading and going to finish by the end of this weekend. I am beyond excited for this one. This is The Scandalous Confessions of Lydia Bennet. It is a dark retelling of Pride and Prejudice, which is my personal favorite Jane Austen novel. Sense and Sensibility is my second. It's a retelling where Lydia Bennet is a witch. So is Aunt Phillips, by the way, but not as powerful. Mr. Bennet and Mrs. Bennet are still themselves. Mrs. Bennet has nerves. Mr. Bennet is locked in his library, etc. The estate is still entailed. But turns out that Lydia's sister Kitty is actually a barn cat familiar that she has enchanted. She's not a real human. Wickham is wicked. He's actually a demon. And Mr. Darcy has terrible feelings about magic. He's very uptight about it. Like, don't you dare use it around him. This is well written. I'm about, how far in am I? I'm about 120 pages in. I'm really enjoying it. I look forward to reading a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening. I'm going to set aside some time on Saturday and finish it. Lydia has yet to learn that for a witch, promises have power. Thoroughly enjoyable, and they're actually staying close enough to the canonical book that it's not annoying. Love it, and it's not fan fiction. It's a professional writer. It's been edited well. Oh, I still recommend it if you like that kind of thing. The Scandalous Confessions of Lydia Bennet Witch. 50% off today, $14.99 for the Kindle. Hardcover is still $26. Next, the one children's or YA book I have today, The Midnight Children. 48% off. Dropping it down, the Kindle version is $9.99, but the hardcover is cheaper. That's not a good sign, but it does have a 4.2 on Goodreads. In the dead of night, a truck arrives in Slaughterville, a small town curiously named after its windowless slaughterhouse. 7 mysterious kids with suitcases step out of the vehicle and into an abandoned home on a dead-end street, looking over their shoulders to make sure they're not noticed. But Ravani Foster covertly witnesses their arrival from his bedroom window. Timid and lonely, Ravani is eager to learn everything he can about his new neighbors. What secrets are they hiding? And most mysterious of all, where are the adults? Yet amid the shadowy group of children, he finds an unexpected friend in the warm and gutsy Virginia. But with this friendship comes secrets revealed and danger. So this book is meant for grade levels 4 to 6, age 9 to 11 years. Well, okay, I think it's a little bit of a mature topic, but sounds like there's action. It's action-packed and intriguing. So I definitely think you should give it a try. Check it out. It's The Midnight Children by Dan Gemmenhart. It came out back in August. It is 48% off today. All right, I keep picking this up and I don't start reading it. I think I'm too creeped out by it. I guess that's a compliment. It's Cursed Bread, a novel. It is on sale 48% off. The hardcover version is $17. I'm on the wrong listing. 37% off. And $17 for the hardcover, $13 for the Kindle. Still reeling in the aftermath of the deadliest war the world has ever seen, the small town of Pont-Saint-Esprit collectively lost its mind. Some historians believe the mysterious illness and violent hallucinations were caused by spoiled bread. Others claim it was the result of covert government testing on the local population. In that town lived a woman named Elodie. She was the baker's wife, a plain, unremarkable person who yearned to transcend her dull existence. So when a charismatic new couple arrived in town, the forceful ambassador and his sharp-toothed wife Violet, Elodie was quickly drawn into their orbit. Thus began a dangerous game of cat and mouse. But who was the predator and on whom did they prey? This is Cursed Bread, a novel by Sophie Mackintosh. Let's see what else she's written. She wrote The Water Cure. That's right. That was super popular too. So this is 37% off today, $17.10. And next, the book I am most likely to pick up immediately because everyone is recommending it, talking about it, freaking out. It's supposedly so good. It's The Guest. It's a prime big deal. It's 53% off today. It is by Emma Klein. Let's find out why everyone is losing their mind. And I'm going to check for comments. Nope, we're doing good. Summer is coming to a close on the east end of Long Island, and Alex is no longer welcome. That's a steal. I know. 53% off. So she made a misstep at a dinner party, as we all do, and the older man she's been staying with dismisses her with a ride to the train station and a ticket back to the city. With few resources and a waterlogged phone, but gifted with an ability to navigate the desires of others, Alex stays on Long Island and drifts like a ghost through the hedged lanes, gated driveways, and sun-blasted dunes of a rarefied world that's at first closed to her. Propelled by desperation and a mutable sense of morality, she spends the week leading up to Labor Day moving from one place to the next, a cipher leaving destruction in her wake. Everyone is talking about this. It's literary fiction. It's not necessarily horror, but I can't. Oh my gosh, every person is recommending this to me. So after I'm done reading the Lydia Bennett Witch book, I'm going to pick this one up probably on Sunday and start reading. I'm looking forward to it. It's 53% off. We have one final book to chat about tonight. It is The First Bright Thing. It is 32% off today. I can't remember why I bought it. I was intrigued, so let's check it out. Oh, yes. It seems like it's a little bit like the Night Circus. We'll find out. Ringmaster, Rin, to those who know her best, can jump to different moments in time as easily as her wife. Odette soars from bar to bar in the trapeze. And the circus they lead is a rare home and safe haven for magical misfits and outcasts, known as Sparks. The world is still reeling from World War I. Rin and her troupe, the Circus of the Fantasticals, travel the Midwest, offering a single night of enchantment and respite to all who step into their big top. Okay, a little bit reminiscent of the Night Circus, but let's see. But threats come at Rin from all sides. The future holds an impending war that the Sparks can see barreling toward their show and everyone in it. And Rin's past creeps closer every day, a malevolent shadow she can't fully escape. It takes the form of another circus, with tents as black as midnight, and a ringmaster who rules over his troupe with a dangerous power. Rin's circus has something he wants, and he won't stop till it's his. I just got goosebumps. That's The First Bright Thing by J.R. Dawson. It came out back in June. It has a 3.7 on Goodreads. It is 32% off today. The Kindle version's $14. The hardcover is $18.99, and I'm looking forward to this. Maybe I'll read this at Christmas time. Christmas Circus. I don't know. It seems to go together for me. So that ends our dark, spooky reads for autumn and spooky season live stream for today. You might see me back later tonight over at Cookbook Divas talking about Christmas reads and Christmas gifts and Christmas toys. And if I come back tonight at Dark Side of the Library, I'm probably going to be talking about dark plush stuffed toys, Hocus Pocus, Haunted Mansion, and of course, Nightmare Before Christmas. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next live stream.